just heard a demo of the brand new Tim version 3 from Paul C Audio, or otherwise known as Paul Cochrane. All of those clips were recorded using my Matchless C-30. Now, when I first heard the term transparent overdrive, it was used to describe the Tim and its little brother, Timmy. Both of these are what a lot of people would consider to be the textbook example of a transparent style overdrive pedal. Today, we're going to take a closer look at the Tim version 3. We're going to listen to some solo clips as well as talk about some of the new features that I think make it the best version yet. I also want to talk to maybe a small group of people that I think the Tim might not be ideal for. All right, let's get into it. Let's take a closer look at some of the features on the new version 3 Tim. The first thing I want to talk about is the right side, the boost effects button here. Now, contrary to some things that I've seen people say, the boost circuit is not a standalone boost. It is not activated unless the left side of the pedal is turned on. And to my understanding, this is because it actually kind of inherently changes the character of the overdrive just slightly. To my ears, it's a little more colored, it's a little fatter. Now, another thing that happens on this new version of the Tim when you activate the boost circuit is that it activates the effects loop that you find up here. So this would be great for, putting maybe an EQ in there. I don't know, maybe even another overdrive. You could experiment with a lot of different things, but unlike the previous version of the Tim, the effects loop only comes on when you have the boost circuit activated. Another thing that they changed about the new version 3 are the bass and the treble controls. Now, previously, a flat setting of the bass and treble with these turned all the way down. Now, it's the opposite. A flat setting is these knobs all the way up. And then to get less bass and treble, you actually turn those knobs down. This is one of the great things about the Tim and the Timmy is that the way the EQ controls work, it really allows you to sculpt the mid-range. You can either have them all the way up for a flatter setting or bring the bass and treble down a lot. And because of how they interact, you're going to have more mids, but it's still going to feel, fairly balanced. Another important thing to note about the EQ is that the bass control is actually before the overdrive circuit. So this is going to allow you to take out bass, which is going to keep the overdrive tight. And then the treble is after the overdrive, so that as those harmonics are enriched and there's more harmonics going on because of the overdrive, you can tame those down after the overdrive circuit. I feel like understanding where these controls are in the circuit will allow you to dial it in a little better and get a better sound. Another new feature on the Tim is something that we've seen on the Timmy previously, and that is a clip switch. So basically all the way to the right we have symmetrical clipping, all the way to the left we have asymmetrical clipping, and then in the center we have a newer, higher headroom asymmetrical clipping. I really like that middle section, the middle clipping option, but they all sound really great. I think depending on your rig and what kind of sound you're going for, you can find one that you'll love. This next new feature is probably one of my favorite features on this new version, and it's this high cut switch here. So all the way to the right, we get a 3 dB cut at 1.5K. This is great. I found this great for my Strat. It really helped tame the high end. 1.5 is kind of in that upper mid range. This is going to take away some of your harshness. All the way to the left, we have a 3 dB cut at 3K. This again is going to get rid of some of that harshness, but that's a little higher frequency, so it's just going to sculpt that a little better. Our center position on the high cut switch is just our flat regular setting. For me, this high cut switch really adds to the versatility of this pedal and allows me to dial it in more easily with a bright guitar or a bright amp. The last thing I want to talk about on the controls of the Tim is this tone knob that's for the boost circuit. Now, this control is really subtle and a lot more subtle than most tone controls that you'll find on other pedals. Now, I will say, as you turn this all the way down, it definitely can get a lot darker. And it's definitely noticeable, but you may find yourself thinking that it doesn't do a whole lot. To my ear, it just really kind of helps tame those really high frequencies and take off a bit of top end harshness. Through the years, I've had several Timmy and Tim pedals, but it's been a little while. So when I plugged in the new version 3, it definitely caught me off guard a little bit. I think comparing it to other Overdrive pedals that I have that I would consider transparent, I realized maybe they actually do color it a little more than the Tim. I think even with the very interactive EQ and even the boost circuit, it's still not quite as colored as a lot of Overdrives that we're used to hearing. Especially if you're a big fan of tube screamers or even clones, this pedal might catch you off guard a little bit. That's going to do it for this video. If you want to pick up a Tim, check the links in the description. There's a link to Humbucker Music, which is the only place that sells the Tims brand new. So other than Reverb, that's the only place you can get one when they have them in stock. This video isn't sponsored by them or Paul Cochrane or anything. No connection there. Just letting you guys know, if you want one, that's where you got to get it. I also want to mention all the sounds in this video used my brand new IRs. I'm currently testing those and finalizing them for an upcoming release. So be sure to be on the lookout for those. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumb if you like this video. You know how YouTube works. It really helps me out, helps the channel out, just helps it grow and helps other people see the videos. All right, that's gonna do it. Until next time, I'll see you out there.